Israel's Foreign Minister Gideon Saar has also voiced support, asking the Knesset to examine Donald Trump's proposal on Gaza. He says all previous solutions have failed.
Gaza in its current form is an experiment that has failed in all variations, under Egyptian rule, under PA rule, under Hamas rule, and therefore we must try and find another solution, a different solution. And this is what the President of the United States is trying to do, and we can only congratulate him for it.
Marwan Bishara is Al Jazeera's senior political analyst. He joins us from Doha. Marwan, can we first just take a moment to reflect on the momentous point in time of hearing not only those Israeli officials, but a US president call for what his allies, international human rights groups, international jurists, UN figures, are terming as forced displacement, illegal, ethnic cleansing?
We are at a historic moment where the great minds meet. Ben Gvir and Ben Trump clearly see eye to eye on ethnic cleansing. And it's really phenomenal that the new president of the United States found, his twin soul in Israel's former national security minister, who we all know his record. He's a racist, fanatic, fascist, who even Netanyahu could not withstand. So here we are. But beyond that, there's no doubt that President Trump has just saved the Israeli government from itself and from imploding because of the ongoing ceasefire talks. He basically gave a lending hand to Netanyahu. The entire surreal evening yesterday could be summarized by Netanyahu's smugness. The man who's accused of war crimes by the International Criminal Court, the man who's unpopular in his own country, accused of responsibility for the October 7 failure, accused of 4 major corruption charges. That man, has now been given a new life by the American president.
Is this a serious proposal, Marwan, or part of what's been termed as the flood the zone or the repetition, communication, manipulation strategies?
It depends how you look at it, right? When I first heard it yesterday, of course, it was incredibly entertaining, and as much as it was terribly disturbing. It was totally nonsensical, as we've heard, as you probably heard enough of it, and our viewers around the world the past, 20 hours or whatever. But I'll tell you something. It is the same man who said the way to deal with COVID is to inject oneself with bleach. And he was serious. He's the same one who said, I'm going to build the wall, and Mexico is going to pay for it. It's the same man who said, I am the most popular man in Europe. It's the same man who said, I know more about technology than all of California, and I know more about ISIS and Al-Qaeda than all the generals. Was he serious? Was he kidding? Was he flooding the zone? Was he creating chaos? Was it deflection for something else? Is that why he said he wants to take over Greenland? Or was he going to take over the Panama Canal? Is it because there was a report coming out on the January 6th insurrection? Is it all a tactical deflection? Or is the man thinks that way? One of the most possible, probable correlation, if you will, explanation of why Trump says these things that I've read the past 8 years was what he heard from a trusted person the night before, or what he watched on Fox News the night before, he would repeat the next day. That he's influenced by either the likes of Fox News or the likes of close associates who tell him stuff, and he runs with it. And as he always said, his strategy is to run with the punches. He floats the idea and sees what happens. If it doesn't happen, then he demands an alternative and some form of negotiation starts. I think everything for him is an opening bid.
What
outrageous
happens,
as it is.
What will happen with this ceasefire deal, especially stage 3, right, which was supposed to be that they've agreed they're going to start reconstruction of Gaza for the Palestinians, not for the people of the world?
This is actually the most important aspect of this whole tragic comedy, right? It is the most important. Because what this means is, basically the American president says, I am ready for reconstruction, meaning phase 3, but only without the Palestinians, right? My only condition is, we get rid of the Palestinians, I will invest myself, my country, private sector, public sector will take ownership of Gaza, will make it into a new Riviera, but without the Palestinians, without the 2 million anyway. Or it has to be with the Palestinians. In as far as Trump is concerned, there's going to be no investment in reconstruction. So my fear is that he has floated the idea so that when it's rejected, then America will have a free hand to say, I will not take up my responsibility as a country that was complicit in the genocide in Gaza to help in the reconstruction in Gaza. And if anything, it's going to be the contrary. Trump and Netanyahu will be the new partners in obstructing any new effort to rebuild Gaza.
All right. Thanks so much for your analysis. Marwan Bishara, Al Jazeera senior political analyst.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.